Good morning, gorgeous people. Um, Happy Wednesday. I pray you all slept super, super well. It's almost 9 o'clock on the East Coast. It's just almost 6 here on the West Coast. Good morning. I'm going to give you all a moment to come in. I decided to do it from my bed this morning. Good morning, Cherise. Only because I was like sitting here and in prayer, and the mood and the tone was just set so beautifully. Good morning. Hi, Orlando. Good morning, Nancy, Darlene. So I'm going to I just saw a text. I don't know what that said. I have to get to hiking early this morning at about 6:45 with my love a day, Samuel. So good morning, Kaya. Good morning, Ashley. So we're going to do this. What's up, Greg? How you doing? Happy New Year to you, brother. Love and blessings to you. What's up, Jay? So you know what it is. I'm reading from Until Today with Ayanna Vincent. And today is January 13th. Is that right? What is today? Can someone please confirm the date? Let me look at this. Actually, I have this Google thing over here. Maybe it'll tell me. I don't know how to work this. What is today's date? Just so I can get the right day. Because I'm going to go ahead and jump into this. Someone tell me the date. What is today? Is it the 13th or the 12th? Help. The days all seem the same. Thank you. Okay, great. So then we'll get into it. It's Until Today with Ayanna Vincent. Going to try and get ready. Thank you all. Then you all come. Yes. And also, I just want to remind you all, if you haven't purchased, what's up, Nzinga? Purchase Bevelations, Lessons from a Mother, Auntie Bestie with Bevy. This is really all about tribe. I'm so super excited. I'm going to post today her book, maybe alongside my face like this, kissing her. So excited for her journey as an author. Bevy has been a big sister to me since I was like 19 or 20. And she's always been a wonderful source of inspiration and light, but also just like energy and truth and living fully in who she is. So make sure you all purchase Bevelations, buy the book. We need that support. Okay, January 13th, everyone has said, 2021. I was about to say 1921. Sorry, it's not. Okay, January 13th. Life will work for me when I realize I cannot fail in life. The spirit of life cannot fail. It may not always get an A, but it cannot fail. You are the spirit of life, which means you cannot fail. You can pass with a grade B or C or even a D. You can repeat a class or skip a class, but under no circumstances that really matter in life can you ever fail. You may stumble, you may fail, you may fall. You may meet up with many things that push you into dark and scary places. Face first. It's a spiritual thing. Don't worry about it. You may break an arm, a leg, a foot. You may lose sight. You may become hard of hearing. You may lose touch. It's okay. You are building stamina. Spirit is always trying to see just how much you will take and how much you can do under as many circumstances as possible. Let's repeat that one again. Spirit is always trying to see just how much you will take and how much you can do under as many circumstances as possible. Spirit knows that you cannot fail, and it will try every way possible to convince you of the same thing. Get convinced. You simply cannot fail. You may get lost. You may lose some things. You may have some things you really think you really need taken away from you at a time. You believe you cannot do without them. Regardless of what happens, when it happens or how it happens, remember that the one thing you cannot do under any circumstances is fail. The moment you realize this and stop trying to get an A from life, you will quickly move to the head of you will stop trying to get an A from life. You will quickly move to the head of the class. Until today, you may have been sitting around, afraid to move, afraid to fail. Just for today, be devoted to seeing yourself and your life as a function of spiritual truth. Remind yourself that you cannot fail. Remind yourself that you don't need an A. Allow yourself to move through every experience and situation with grace and ease, supported by the spirit of life, which knows that your success is assured. Today, I'm devoted to remembering and accepting that I cannot fail. I cannot fail. I simply cannot fail at life. Listen, okay, really quickly. How many of us are crippled into not performing or doing something because of our fear of failure. Most of us, I think there are most times in our lives that we say to ourselves, I'm not going to try to do something because of the fear of failure. Now, to Auntie Oyanla's point, this is from Until Today by Auntie Oyanla. If you remove the notion, the thought that you could possibly fail, what would you do? What would you not do? You wouldn't be afraid to step into your truth, into your power. So today, as we go through this day, whether or not it is, tackling a project that you've been procrastinating on, whether or not it is having a conversation that you've been putting off because you were afraid that the ramifications of the conversation were going to be too difficult, remove the idea that you will fail. Remove the idea that you should be afraid, and instead stand in your truth and in your power, knowing that God in the universe is already supporting you and assuring you that all that you need is right there. So let's remove the fear of failure today. I cannot fail. It's always so interesting when we talk to athletes, and we live in a culture where everyone glorifies winners, right? So the athletes of the world, and you're like, what did you do? Everyone wants to know what the magic switch was, what the magic phrase was, what the belief was. It's just believing that you're ordained and you're meant to be there. And so when you strip away the fact that, you're not supposed to be there, or you're afraid, or the idea of not winning, then you go out and you perform. Winners don't necessarily say, walk around like with the confidence of like just, winning. They're just not afraid to try. So let's do that. Let's be assured today that failure is not an option, because we weren't set up to fail. No fear, no fear. What am I not going to be afraid of today? My calendar. My calendar totally stresses me out. Oh my gosh, and I'm up so early. I woke up this morning at 4 and I was like, go back to sleep at least for an hour. But then I started thinking about that calendar and I'd be like, get your behind up now. But I'm going to go meet a day for hiking at 6:45, be done by 7:45. My first call is at 10. I have so much to do. I'm packing today. I'm traveling tomorrow for a birthday trip that I've had planned. And oh my gosh, can I also just tell you, that's the other thing. I had this trip planned to go to Mexico to just spend some time with a couple of girlfriends. And unfortunately, and I also thought my guy might be able to come out, but unfortunately, COVID has impacted everything. So what went from being a trip with a few friends may be a trip by myself and perhaps with one or two other friends. And I'm just so grateful. But I'm looking forward to that. So let's erase fear today. And anytime that you start to think that you should be afraid, remember that your power is already ordained. You're assured in your greatness already because God made you. Yes. So that means that I probably should be negotiating today and asking for a ton of money about something. When you rip away fear, you get overly confident. I'm like, gimme. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Have a beautiful, blessed Wednesday. As I said, make sure that you're supporting Bevy. If you're not following Bevy Smith, please do follow Bevy Smith. I'm sure you all are. Share the word. The way that we get more stories told that are not necessarily the traditional stories is by supporting those who share their journey and their stories. Bevy is extremely wise. Not only is she entertaining and intelligent and beautiful, but she is extremely wise. And so I know that there'll be a lot of wisdom to glean from this. I'm excited to celebrate with her tonight as I attend her launch party with Bloomingdale's virtually. And I'm just sending you all amazing grace and love for a beautiful, beautiful day. Okay, that's it. No failure, no fear, no fear of failure. Just push, just show up, stand in your power. When you're afraid, self-talk. Remind yourself not only of your equipment and your ability, but remind yourself about whose you are. Who are you and who do you belong to? And I'm not talking about that fly dude, because that's cute too. But whose are you? I'm not talking about your mama or your grandma. Oh my gosh, I miss Mary so much. But whose you are. No fear today. That is the mantra. That is the manifestation. That is the intention. That is the affirmation. No fear. Let's stand in our truth and our power. This is your day. All right, I'm out, people. Have a beautiful day. Love and blessings to all of you. Ciao.